castle if castle does, and here's my sidekick Bella. And Subnautica action, as per usual. Getting some sort of like extra details ahead of schedule. At this point, though, I'm aware that I'm going to be starting on a actual like art phase. I'm adding this extra thing, this extra piece of geometry here because while playing the game, I feel like it felt a little too flat to me in this area, so I added that. Now I'm kind of just doing sort of busy work before I go through with actually placing entity for gameplay and things of that nature. Because I want to get that gameplay in before I start doing props and I start really, really diving into the art side of things. So, I just kind of find as many little like tiny areas as I can and just sort of add little things, little touches that you normally might you might not even notice they were there, but they add to the overall scene. At this point now, I'm actually adding the entities. Down these are loop props. They're in accordance with the different biomes. So like the grassy plateaus area has its own loop props, and now like all of these, there's a whole bunch of different types of loop props for safe shallows. So some of them are for like only being over by the shells and things like that. And no, Bella, you can't step on my keyboard. No, don't, you can't do that. Oh, I lost my cat. I lost my cat. Face defeat. Okay, so it was suggested to me that one of the things about the way I'm placing all the props is that they need to be actually aligned. They need to actually be use the ground as a trace to be angled correctly so that they line up with the ground. Because it's actually something that needs to be considered, and I didn't know about that until just now. So I find a way to select all of the objects, and then it was told me that, well, you just press this, and then you press Control Z, and drag the objects around for a little tiny bit, and they'll all line up. Doesn't happen. I think it's because the way everything turns black and white like this, it's because whenever you filter things in the hierarchy window, it sort of ignores the existence of all the other objects. So like all of that terrain doesn't exist, so there's nothing for it to align to. So I'm sitting here like trying to get this to actually work, and yeah, I click build, and as further evidence that my theory is correct is that when you click build, nothing happens because there's no geometry there. So it doesn't think that there's geometry. Oh, great. So I guess that doesn't work. So I end up ultimately just having to go through and manually hitting every single one of these objects, like, and just making sure that they're all lined up. But none of it's like making any sense. It kind of looks like I'm just sort of flying around, but really I'm like pressing Control Z, Control R, Control T, and nothing's really getting these objects to line up the way they're supposed to be. So I guess the only way around this problem is to do it all manually. This is just one of those things where I can't even really get mad at Unity. I mean, hiding the existence of all other objects kind of seems like a feature that somebody added that thought that would be really cool, but ultimately it wasn't very helpful. All right, so I had everything. Now I'm just gonna go through every single one of these objects. And I'm doing them all now. I'm just, every single object that I placed, make sure that they're all lined up in line. Okay, so now I'm adding a little bit more beach to the islands, which the island is pretty cool, but we're gonna have to get like some different materials up there. Uh, One of the other things I note about getting everything to align with the terrain is that the alignment tool that I can use when I don't have the filter turned on actually the hierarchy window is these objects are being placed outside of the hierarchy. That's not good. So anyway, the I may have to fix that, or at least hopefully that's not a problem. Well, I lost my train of thought. Finding a bug during my own video. That's great. So anyway, I added in the creature slots and the loot slots. Hopefully not ignoring the hierarchy. I'm gonna go and check that like right now. All right, thanks for watching.